Hey, um, sorry about not missing. Sorry about missing the vlog or update yesterday. I was just busy and yeah, yesterday was starting off. The energy right now is low. Um, um, I've had a rough day today. I'll be honest. Um, Not in the best mindset right now. Um, yeah. Um, so starting off yesterday, um, I wasn't able to get much work done. I was, trying to chase one of the technicians about getting my mold done. He hasn't responded, so that's fun. Um, Damn, I look like I'm gonna cry. Um, um, yeah, so I wasn't able to get much work done, but then I went to town to do bouldering with my friend, and um, that was okay. And I also got Chinese yesterday, so that was nice. And yeah, I ended up staying like up and just yeah. Um, but today I wanted to, cause I wasn't there wasn't a lot of time. Well, there wasn't a lot of work I could do in terms of uni, in terms of my practicals. So did a bit of research, but I also wanted to start improving myself, and it's hard. Um, you know, Reflecting on things is it's not an easy thing. You know, it's easier to get to spiral down. And right now it's like I'm in this weird. Is it limbo? I don't think limbo. Um, Purgatory. I think that's the best way of Well, I don't know why I'm fucking using big words that. Um, what I'm struggling is I'm trying struggling to find a balance. Um, um, I've used ChatGPT to I use ChatGPT to for therapy. I think it's a very great source of information for like therapy, and it's there when you need it, when you need like immediate help. And it sounds a bit sad, but I don't want to be a nuisance to my friends, um, and um, yeah. So obviously it's like hard, but ChatGPT is like it offers solutions, and it explains things, and put things into perspective. And oh yeah, another thing that yesterday is you know um I didn't I grew up without that, and um I didn't get many of these moments in my life. But for example, once I wanted to shave and I didn't know how to shave. um and I just stood there because I was like, oh, let me ask my mom. And it's like I stood there for like 2 minutes just processing what just happened, right? Because it's it's like a fatherly figure. Well, obviously I've got YouTube and whatever, and shaving is pretty self-explanatory. Um, but like you feel the effect of your dad not being there. And yesterday when I was bouldering with my friend, I think he was in one relationship, um, but his knowledge on like communication, and relationships and stuff like that is so good. He genuinely does know a lot more about, processing your emotions and defensiveness and um, arguments, and he grew up with two older sisters and a mom and dad, um, and like he said that like they don't argue and they've got a very healthy household, and um, yeah, it's just like obviously like it puts things to perspective because um, I've always learned what not to be like with regards to the people in my family when I grew up, um, and I thought, because my dad was very abusive, and I thought, you know, like, oh, if I don't drink, if I'm not abusive, if if I don't cheat, then I'm a good man, and um, then I'm a good man, and I'm not toxic or anything like that. Like, but obviously you can have toxic habits without like being you're not being toxic. Well, okay, I wouldn't say I was toxic. Um, I've made mistakes, but like I've never like cheated. Okay, I never cheated. Yeah, hold on, I never cheated or anything like that. Never in my life. Um, but like for example, my defensiveness. I didn't understand communication. And I just didn't know what it meant. I think it's like not knowing how to communicate in a relationship kind of feels like being, you know, when you're in an argument, it's hard. Um, it's like say you're in a fight, you're sparring someone, and the person who spars knows how to spar, and obviously they don't want to hurt you, but they also want to be challenged. Not challenged, but like they want things to be on balance. So it's kind of unfair to the other person. Um, Sometimes things just make sense in my head, and I think that's an analogy that makes sense for me. Um, but yeah, um, as I was saying, so yeah, I just didn't know this kind of stuff, and it just, you know, it didn't end well. But yeah, so back from my long ramble, um, today I was processing things, and it was hard because I was struggling to focus. There was a two sides. There was the hurt that I've dealt. There was the issues that I've had. And there was the hurt that was dealt to me. Um, and I'm struggling to find the balance of how to how to which one to prioritize. Um, because if I feel like, if I focus on the hurt that's been done to me, I feel selfish. And when I focus on hurt that's been the hurt that I've done to other people, I feel like my needs are being neglected. Um, and it just makes this weird balance, and I've really struggled. At one point is I struggle. I'm. It's not that I am a people pleaser for sure, um, but I really struggle to talk about having my needs met. Um, when I get attached to someone, and a conflict arises, I am afraid of things just going the worst way possible, and I do get into this fight or flight mode, um, and it just makes things worse, which obviously I don't want to do. I'm holy shit, this is really difficult to talk about. Um, yeah, I get into this fight or flight mode, and um, yeah, but I'm grasping control over that. I am, I'm not running away, and I'm not blabbering. Um, right now I'm blabbering because I'm talking to myself and or you guys or whatever, but I feel like I'm allowed to do that, and it is just me expressing how I truly feel. hence um hence I'm blabbering, but yeah, I'm trying to grab a hold of it, but I'm afraid of bringing up conflict to have my needs met, and I used to think that's a way of keeping peace, but it builds resentment, and it builds more fear for the future, and just it's not healthy, and I don't know how to approach it. I'm trying. um it's scary. I think is the best way to say it. It's scary. Yeah. um yeah. So yeah, today, when I spoke to ChatGPT, it mentioned um trying. I forgot what it was called. Let me just double check real quick. Um, 2-part journaling. And essentially, what it is you mention a time that you were hurt, and you write down everything. You write down how you felt at the moment, how you feel about it now, what happened, your perspective. Um, you know what could have been, what you feel like was lost during that moment. Um, you know, things that surprised you or caught you off guard, or um, just anything, um, about that moment. And once you get, your experience, your feelings, your thoughts, and everything like that, you obviously, if you want to, um, you want to you want to write about why do you think those things happened. um, and obviously it's not about downgrading your, um, what happened to you, because what happened to you might have been horrible, and you are valid to feel that way. But you it's not about justifying what happened to you. It's just about finding a reason, and maybe you misunderstood something, or um, maybe what you had, maybe you misunderstood it. It was even worse than you thought. So it does make you. It is really helpful. And then also it's about finding ways to forgive people. It's trying to see why they did the things they did. Um, were there any external factors? Were there, like peer pressure, or um, you know, maybe they could have seen the video when they thought it was okay to say something like, holy shit, this is really fucking difficult to talk about, and I'm talking to myself. But yeah, two-part journaling. I like it. Um, I don't know if you guys can tell. I've literally got fucking chills right now. Um, yeah. I don't know what else to say. I think my little rant today was a long one, wasn't it? 15 minutes so far. Yeah. Um, I don't know. I think I'm done. Um, yeah, I'm obviously self help isn't self improvement isn't easy. Um, um, Especially if you're coming from a background which doesn't really talk about um, self improvement or um, like feelings and yeah, um, it's really difficult, and it's something that you know if if you're if you're not brought up in it, you just have to dive in, and you know the water may be cold, and even when I'm speaking, it's like I don't know if you heard me sighing and like my breaths and stuff like that. It feels like I'm in a very cold water, um, but your body adapts. Well, most of the time. Well, maybe not most of the time. It can adapt. It makes you stronger when you come out. When you do learn to breathe in this cold water, you things are going to be easier for you and the people you swim with in the future. Um, that was cold. Oh, oh, that's actually a nice thing that happened today. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Um, yeah, learn to swim in the cold water. I'm legit going crazy in this place. Yeah, that's it from me. I think I'm gonna call it off for here. It Jenny, this I like this because it allows me to reflect on things and just talk about my day and talk about my feelings and just it lets me talk things out in the open, um, without any judgment, without any. I don't feel neglected. It is for me to reflect on. So yeah, I really like this. Oh, I was listening. One more thing before I finish things. Um, I looked up um, podcasts for like um, just improving um, you know communication and stuff like that. And one of the podcasts, one of the, there was a long, it was like an hour and a bit long, and they said something that really stuck with me, and it's something I need to learn, and I think a lot of people need to learn. A lot of people. This is when I say a lot of people, I mean myself, and it's hard to realize this, but a lot of people don't. They make the change when it's too late. Um, so it's the divorced husband that goes to the gym, or the divorced wife that goes to the gym after the divorce. It's when you go broke, that's when you start looking up videos on how to make money and how to save money and investments. When you did have the money, um, you didn't make, you lost it. Well, obviously, I don't know anybody's story, but like, but a lot of people just lose it, and obviously times are really difficult right now. So I'm not in no way, shape, or form am I diminishing your experience or anything like that. I don't know what you went through, but it's what I'm trying to say is people try to make the change after it's too late. After they lose it, um, and it was based off the question: do you need a breakdown to have a breakthrough? And yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think there's a lot to debate there, and it's a difficult one. Um, but I think an important thing for me is to learn. Sorry, I'm just fidgeting with the chopsticks. Is to learn to fix things before they escalate. Um, I think that would make me a better person. Um, I think would I think would make me a better brother, boyfriend, friend, um, student. Um, sorry about the glare. I don't know why I did that. Um, but yeah, um, essentially, be humble before you get humbled. Um, yeah, there's a lesson in that. Um, I think it's a beautiful saying. Damn, my fucking voice is. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here. Today was a rough day. I hope whoever's watching had a nicer day. Um, yeah. Um, I'll speak to you guys tomorrow or whenever.